Hey everyone, Reid Henrichs of Valor Ridge. Today's video we're going to talk about how to stop somebody with your handgun. Let's go ahead and get started. One of my most enjoyable things to see is a light bulb go off in students' minds. You know, when they see this seemingly complex set of weapons, and whether that's pistols, rifles, whatever it may be. And it's hard. We got to put all these fundamentals together. When I see that light bulb go off, when they see the seemingly complex become rather simple, that's the best part of it all. In this video, I'm going to break down how to stop somebody with your handgun and then show you one or two drills on how you can go out and either do your dry fire or go out to the range and do this. So let's talk about where to hit somebody. Folks, this is our Valor Ridge target right here. These are available on actiontargets.com. I'll put a link in the description box below for that. I developed this target for a very specific purpose. If you'll notice here, you've got a nice contrasted target right here, this black spine box, and then what you've got here is a circle, an 8-inch circle. I developed this for a very specific purpose, especially for handguns. When we're talking about handgun training, you need to get deliberate shots into someone's central nervous system or vitals as quickly as possible so that they'll leave you alone. Well, that's represented here by this spine box. If we get hits in here, especially 2, 3, 4 good hits in here, there's a good chance that it will hit that central nervous system, and that will force that person to leave us alone. Once we get out here in the vitals, it's still a good hit. Don't misunderstand me. It just, when we get out here in the vitals, it takes a while for people to lose blood pressure and want to take a little nap. So even if we explode their heart, even if we explode their aorta, even if we cause them a serious amount of blood loss, that can take anywhere between 10, 15, 20 seconds before they actually lose consciousness. I go over these concepts in my pistol craft book as well, but I want you to understand, guys, a hit out here in this circle, it's not bad. It's just that we want to keep the rounds inside this spine box right here. Here's another good target. This is from Combat Shooting and Tactics. My friend Paul Howe developed this target. If you'll notice, you'll see a lot of similarities between the two of them, especially when it goes to those body shots, because what you got here is the same width-wise spine box here. Of course, this is blacktop target. He's got a regular target that doesn't have this. This is for sighting in your rifles, but the concept is still the same. We want to keep our rounds in the upper half of the spine box, because if we get those rounds there, there's a good chance that central nervous system will get shut down. So if you notice on both of these targets, guys, that there is a emphasis on high center chest, as center to the line as possible. That way, we are going to have a greater than 0 chance of stopping somebody when we need to. One drill that can really help you get these rounds, and I don't like saying fast or rapid, although I have said that before, but I think a way to convey this information is if I can get deliberate shots into somebody. I value accuracy over speed. So if I can get deliberate shots into that spine box or into that central nervous system, into those vital organs, if I can do that as quickly as possible, that means that there's a much better chance that I'm going to survive, that we're going to go home and see our families, because that's really what this is all about at the end of the day, is empowering other people to do that. Because believe it or not, guys, I know a lot of you I've met before in class. Some of you I've never met before and probably never will. It doesn't mean I care about good people any less. I want you to make it back home. So one drill that you can do that will really help enable your and help enhance your survivability is going to be set any par you want. That could be, 1.5 seconds, 2 seconds, 2.5. Usually we want to keep it right around that 2.5 second time frame, because if you look at gunfight footage all across the country, to include law enforcement, concealed carriers, it doesn't matter the role. What you're going to find is that about that 2-second time frame is generally when you need to do your work. So you need to be prepared to get a good clean draw. You need to be able to skin your pistol cleanly. And I know there's guys out there teaching techniques that don't enable that to happen every time. They'll claim it's faster. I don't care about speed. I care about getting the fight and get my gun out of my holster reliably, because even if you're Hulk Hogan, you can't draw your pistol through your shirt. I don't care how many theoretical gunfights you've been in. What we've got to think about, guys, is we got to make sure that we clear this holster properly. I've got drills on, or videos on how to draw this. I go over this in my pistol craft book as well. I'm going to show you right now, guys, on our target over here. 2 seconds is what I've got the timer set for. So I'm going to try to get at least 2 or 3 good rounds into that spine box. If it gets out into the vitals, okay, but I really want to get them in that spine box whenever possible, okay? So I don't care how you start. It really doesn't matter. But let's say that we start facing the target. No big deal. I'm in a conversation. What's going on? Once I hear that my buzzer, get it out. And once again, guys, those are good spine box hits right there. And that's well within the par time. So even though I was talking to you, and even though I was doing other things, I'm still able to cleanly draw my pistol and cleanly get those 2 rounds in, and right around that 2-second par time. One other thing that you can do, not all gunfights start off as so. So what we may have to do is we may have to create some distance, and maybe we want a pistol in our hand. Maybe there's 2 or 3 of those guys out there that are threatening us and our family in a parking lot. If we can't go back inside the restaurant, we can't go back inside the establishment. Let's think about that. Well, I need a ready position. There's a couple of them that I would recommend, but I'm going to tell you that the best one that I recommend is the high ready. That gets you ready for action. You're not muzzling innocent bystanders, and you're ready to break the shot. If I've got a couple of bad guys out there that are coming after me, and maybe it's not time to draw your pistol yet, but maybe you want a gun in your hand and create some space. Say, hey, I don't want any trouble, leave me alone, right? We have to understand disparity of force, and that's legal stuff. And I'm not an attorney, but I do have a lot of training with the legal issues, of course. So what we're going to do, guys, is we're going to talk about a high ready position. That means I'm up here like so. It means my elbows are tight to my body. I've got my front sight underneath my shooting eye. All I need to do to break this shot is present the pistol out in front. What I would like you to do is focus on taking your eyes from the target onto your front sight immediately, so we're able to break that shot. All right, so if I've got a high ready position, guys, and I need to make sure I get rounds into the front guy, I'm still going to be here. Okay, I've got them nice in the spine box. That's easy day. That's just over a second for those 2 rounds. But let's say I had multiple bad guys. Let's see if we can double the time, right? Let's see if we can make it a 2-second par. See if I can get both of them. I'm going to get 2 on each. These are drills that you want to do from the high ready. All right, got them both, and that's in 197, guys. So I've got good hits on these. I was 2 to the body of each target in less than 2 seconds from a high ready position. So I was at about 6 or 7 yards. Let's take a look here. Guys, as you can see, that's 4 rounds, and that spine box right there. Those are going to be very effective hits. They're nice and high on the chest. It's high thoracic cavity. That's what we're going for. On the ridge target over here. Okay, as you can see on this ridge target, guys, all the rounds I fired here, all 4 are in that spine box. Nice high center chest. That's what we're going for. So if you're going to stop somebody with your handgun, especially to the body, you want to be as center to their torso as possible, and we want multiple rounds, at least 2, 3, 4, if we can muster that in that short time frame. You need to go out and practice these drills. As I said, start your timer. You don't have to start with the times that I've showed you today, but you can certainly work up to those, no problem at all. I want you to make sure that you can set the par, but make it realistic. And here's the most important thing. Never sacrifice technique for time. If you're doing it wrong, then you need to go back and do it right. Because if you have improper technique for the sake of beating the timer, you're going to ingrain bad habits. That's a bad deal. I know guys that say, oh, a flub draw is okay. Bull crap. Flub draw is never okay. If you're flubbing draws, you're not doing it right. You're trying to push too fast. It's not going to work for you. Well, folks, go out and do these drills. Go out and make it happen. You do this dry fire. Go out there and practice from your holster multiple rounds, from a high ready multiple rounds, and in case we get that event where we have multiple attackers. I want you guys to go out and practice well. I want you to practice deliberately, and I want you to build yourself up over time and get better. Remember, pistol craft is a process. It's not something that we just achieve overnight. This is a true honing of skill and technique and proficiency, and it takes a long time to do that. So we want to start at our earliest convenience. You know, repetition's the mother of skill. Guys, go out and make that happen. If you found this information in the video helpful, subscribe to my channel. And if you want to learn how to shoot your pistol, come on out to Valor Ridge and we can help you with that. This is Reid Henrichs with Valor Ridge reminding you, the lessons that we learn are written on the tombstones of others. We'll see you on the ridge.